along the banks of the Ohio River. The Kentucky town, first called Fredericksburg, looks like it could be pulled straight from a political ad. Or maybe a movie, the kind of small-town storybooks are stuffed with.
We're blue-collared, we're hard-working, just a nice little river, small-town river town, is what it is.
But to some, this city, now known as Warsaw, has a less friendly connotation.
I hope there's a way to fix the problem. I think it may be giving Warsaw a bad name.
Charlie French is serving his second term as mayor, upset to learn scammers and spammers have co-opted this northern Kentucky town's southern hospitality.
I don't want these spam calls to blemish our image. I just think that these companies and these people are taking advantage of this small towns. And it's not just this one, it's all over the state, I believe.
The locations vary depending on where you live, but for many in the Lexington area, Warsaw is a common sight on the caller ID, often accompanied with the label spam risk.
Everyone hates this. There isn't anyone who's in favor of this. It's a difficult problem, and we're working really hard to try to fix it.
Officials with Kentucky's Office of the Attorney General say unwanted calls are the top consumer complaint they get statewide. The most common, robocalls about Social Security, arrest warrants, the lottery, tech support, and a big one right now,
calling auto warranty services. To opt out from our calling list, please press 1.
The Attorney General's office says in 2020, Kentuckians reported losing $1.2 million to phone scams.
This isn't a problem just for Kentucky, it's a problem for the country.
Federal agencies and attorneys general from across the country are cracking down. A 2019 measure requires phone companies to implement technology to authenticate caller ID data, hoping to cut down on spoofed sources.
It's like a cat and mouse game. It's constantly that we're going after them, and then we'll do something, we'll shut down an avenue, and then they'll try to adapt.
Investigators say most legitimate telemarketers follow U.S. law and do not call lists, so most spam calls you're getting are likely scammers, not in the United States, and using technology to spoof, allowing them to put virtually any phone number in the caller ID, even one near your location, or maybe even Warsaw.
I don't understand it, but I promise we're not sitting up here calling people all over the state. I promise you we're not.
Mayor French was not surprised when I told him about the spam calls claiming to be from his city. And after all, like several folks from Warsaw we spoke with, he's even gotten some himself.
My parents has been deceased for a few years, several years, but I got a call from their old landline number. And I'm like, oh, I was a little upset over that one.
Not to mention the robocalls that seem to be from other small Kentucky towns. Still, he says he had no idea the Warsaw calls were so common. Does it bother you that for many people, this is the reputation your city has?
I know, and that's the more we talk about it, the more, I'm like, yeah, I don't want people to think that we just got a call center here and we're calling all over the state or the country or the region to bother people. We don't. We don't have a call center here. We never have. Probably never will. But, it does bother me because this is a nice town. We all take pride in this place. We love it here, It's our home.
In Gallatin County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.